I haven't put out a video for a while, so today I decided to do a video today, and I wanted to talk about something that happened to me a long time ago, but I never discussed it. I was talking to someone over the phone, and when they saw me in person, they're like, "Well, you didn't sound black over the phone." And I said, "What do you mean I didn't sound black over the phone?" They're like, "Well, you didn't sound black over the phone." And I said, "What is a black person supposed to sound like?" And they're like, "Well, you know." And I'm like, no, I don't know. What am I supposed to talk with a slang? Am I supposed to, have bad grammar or something? And then he got all embarrassed and he's like, oh, sorry, sorry. So it bothered me. It really bothered me because throughout my life, a lot of people have been questioning my blackness. It all started when I was like, 12, 13 years old. I grew up with, because I was in a foster home, and I was in the foster home with my foster brothers were white. My foster mother was white. The neighborhood I lived in wasn't all, a white neighborhood. So, and even before then, I didn't talk with a, like a slang, and, I knew how to conduct myself. And when I was living with my foster parents, I learned a lot about, caring yourself and how you're supposed to behave in public and how you're supposed to speak. And a lot of people, I went to school, and a lot of people are like, well, you're whitewash, you're not, you may be black on the outside, but you're whitewash. And it always bothered me because, I'm not pretending to be white. I know that I'm black. I just carry myself in a different way. I didn't do it like the other black kids, in the school. They had like a ghetto slang, and, they were wild and crazy, and they talked wild and crazy, and that was just not me. I talked proper, and I carry myself well. So all the kids would like make fun of me because, they thought I was trying to be white, and I was not trying to be white. I was just trying to conduct myself in a proper way. And they're like, "Oh, you're so whitewashed. Oh, what you're trying to be? You're trying to be white? You don't want to be black? You don't like your own people?" And it had nothing to do with that. And you know, it just bothered me. My family, my mother doesn't act that way, and she's black. She doesn't carry herself in a ghetto way. She doesn't, you know no, she conducts herself very well. She teaches, sorry, she works at the university, and she carries herself well, and she speaks very well. And that it started from there, and then when I went to the foster home, it just developed even more. And you know it had nothing to do with wanting to be white. I just wanted to conduct myself in a proper way, because I find that, when I'm on, like, for example, when I'm on the bus, and sometimes I see these black kids sometimes, or and they're acting all crazy and wild, and they're talking with street slang, and people are looking at them like, oh my God, these black people just don't know how to conduct themselves proper. They have no manners, or so I'm just putting my head down, shaking my head like, what, see, when sometimes when white people see all that, they think, like, oh my God, these black people just don't know how to carry themselves, or they don't know how to conduct themselves proper in public, and they don't know how to speak, then they don't have manners or know how to behave. And I didn't want that. And I think also too is, being around my white foster brothers, and my white foster mother, I just developed what, they were doing, and how they were speaking. And, you know, um, as I said, my real family, they don't talk that way either, you know, but, sometimes when you're in your certain surroundings, you start to develop their behavior and character. And, so to me, it wasn't that I was trying to be white. It was just, you know, me just trying to be who I am. I don't know how, whatever they call whatever black is. I don't know anything about, a lot of things that I see all the black kids were doing. And, I didn't want to do that. If you want people to see you in a good light, you have to present yourself well. Like, if you go to a job, or you're out in public, you want to carry yourself well, so that people can look at you and say, you know what? that person, yeah, they may be black, but they conduct themselves well, and they know how to carry themselves, and they know how to speak, you know. So to all those, if you want to act ghetto and if you want to speak with a slang, that's you. I'm not going to judge someone for that, but that's not what I want. And sometimes, to be honest with you, sometimes it does embarrass me when I'm outside in public and I see those, high school. It's not just, don't get me wrong, it's not just black kids, but we're specifically talking about black kids, you know, talking out with a street slang, and they're acting like they have no home training. And it's just like, you know what? No, that's not how we're supposed to behave. You know, we're supposed to be able to conduct ourselves very well and know how to speak. When someone comes up to you and asks you a question, you don't say, "Yo, what do you want?" You don't say that. And sometimes when I'm walking on the street, I'll see those black guys, "Yo, yo, baby, come here," and I'm like, you know what? My name ain't Yo, and I ain't your baby. So you know what? If you're gonna talk to me with respect. You know, approach me with respect. I'm not your baby. I'm not your homeboy. So you know what? You don't need to speak to me that way. And you know what? You need to learn how to conduct yourself very well. You know. So that's just what I want to talk about today. That when you see a black kid, whether it's a girl or a boy, speaking proper and don't speak with a street slang and conduct themselves well, don't judge them. Don't call them whitewash. They're just conducting themselves how they want to conduct themselves. And you know what? You want to conduct yourself well. You don't want people to be at you like, oh my God, like, don't you people know how to behave? Are all black people like that? That's what sometimes, I'm not saying that, but that's what sometimes certain people will think that, you know what? Yeah, that's how they are, which is not true. We're not all like that, and when you see a black kid or a black person, conducting themselves, don't call them whitewash, because you know what, it hurts. It really did hurt me growing up when people called me whitewash, and I never talked about it before, and to many people, and you know, I know this person who says, you know what, you're you're black on the outside, but you're white on the inside, and that's just how I am. That's just me, And the other thing too is I would listen to a lot of stuff that probably not too many other black people are listening to. I love classical music. I love Chopin, I love Mozart, Beethoven. I love them all, and I also like opera. And I never knew too many or any black person who was listening to opera music or listening to classical music. I'm not saying there aren't any out there. I'm just saying I've never met any, run across any that, was listening to what I was listening to. And I don't like too much rap music. I'm not a big fan of rap music. I'm not a big fan of hip hop music. I don't like, you know, I don't like when I see guys like walking down the street with their pants hanging down. I would never date anyone like that. No, 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 no. That's no. So that's what I want to talk about today. So you know what? I don't regret like conducting myself in a proper way, and you know, it just made me a better person, because you know what? When people see me, and when people meet me, they're like, you know what? God, you're not like a lot of other black people out there. You're so different. You carry yourself so different. And I said, you know what? That was just how I was raised. You know, that's just how I was raised. I wasn't raised in a ghetto, and I wasn't raised in a hip hop household, no, or rap music or any of that stuff. No, So that's all I wanted to say. And thank you so much for watching, and subscribe to my videos. Bye.